Good afternoon, and thank you guys for joining me today. Today I'm going to be discussing information technology and discussing several topics within information technology. I'm discussing topics such as the history of information technology, some data transmission methods, and some of the communication security and data security methods that are currently problems and fixes that we currently have in today's computing environment. I have a vast amount of experience working within the field of information technology. I've been serving as an IT specialist for the military for 8 years. I have a certification in security of computing environments, and I'm near to my completion of my degree in computing studies. I've worked in jobs including a satellite communications specialist, a circuit controller, computer systems analyst, telecommunications specialist, and communication security specialist. I truly enjoy my work, and I hope that you can begin to share my passion with me. Probably begin with explaining what exactly is information technology and what is meant when I say that I am an IT specialist. Well, Merriam-Webster defines information technology as the technology involving the development and maintenance and use of computer systems, software, and networks for the processing and distribution of data. To begin with the history of information technology, it's obvious that some of the brilliant minds of our past have definitely laid forth the tracks for us to follow in information technology. The first electronic machine that was used to send information was the telegraph. Wikipedia states the concept of sending a message electronically began in the beginnings of the year 1793. Where it was suggested as a possibility in Scott magazine. However, the first successful telegraph wasn't invented until 1816 by Francis Raleigh. He laid 8 miles of wire coated with glass in his garden and successfully sent a message to a clock that then displayed a letter on the distant end. And that was the first actual successful method of sending a message to another side. There's recorded. The first commercial telegraph wasn't used until 1837. Upon the invention of the Cook and Wheatstone system, which used a number of needles on a board that could be moved to point at letters, and the invention of the Morse system that used Morse code to transmit audible signals to a distant end user, who would then use those to decipher what was being heard into letters and numbers. According to About.com, Alexander Graham Bell invented the first telephone that could transmit a speech in 1875. This was a remarkable feat because before that, they only understood that you could only send one tone over a wire. His inventions, what he brought forth to the table for the history of information technology was he brought forth that you could send multiple tones over an electronic messaging system. About.com also tells us about the emergence of electronic computing that became apparent in 1881 by Herman Hollerith, who was also the founder of IBM. He created a punch card machine that could analyze census data. The next huge milestone was the invention of Mark I at Harvard University in 1940. This was the first machine to perform calculations independently and actually formulate results. You could also save the data for later use and research. After Mark I's invention, there was a series of vacuum tube-based computing systems. In the 1950s, solid-state drives became available and prevalent within the computing world. First personal computer wasn't available until 1965. It was called a Programma 101. It was the actual first personal computer for use. After this invention, there's definitely been a whirlwind of inventions after that have led to what we currently know as the personal computer. To continue on, moving on to our next topic today. It's discussing data transmission methods and what exactly they are. The first thing you should understand is the difference between a WAN and a LAN. A WAN is a wide area network. A LAN is a local area network. Wide area networks use methods to transmit data over vast distances to great numbers of people, whereas local area networks usually use smaller and usually less amounts of users, but are still very prevalent in today's society. WANs, so similar methods that they use, they all vary in complexity, cost, and efficiency. When discussing wide area technologies, you first understand what exactly is meant, and I'll explain. The most common connection you see in today's homes are DSL, or direct subscriber lines. Everyone today is generally familiar with. The DSL line uses phone lines to be able to get to your ISP, or your internet service provider. Your internet service provider then relays that traffic to other internet service providers to be able to get what your desired message is to whatever desired input you're looking at. Cell phones use electromagnetic radio waves to transmit their signals to line-of-sight towers. This can also be considered a WAN technology, as it also then these towers then relay that signal to an internet service provider that can then transmit your signal accordingly to where you're trying to send your message to. LANs and home users use things like Ethernet, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is very common. Everyone knows what exactly Wi-Fi is and how it works, and the great benefits of it. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. Some other very common and prevalent transmission methods within homes include Ethernet and fiber and Bluetooth and coax. Ethernet is very commonly used in business solutions. It uses a 4-pair twisted coaxial cable to transmit information from one machine to usually a switch or router, and then transmit its data out over a transmission method. Fiber is very expensive. What is used in homes is rarely used, but in certain places that it is beneficial enough to be using that technology. They do use it. Moving on today again, the next topic we're discussing is communication security methods. As information technology has evolved, so has our information technology problems. Today, the idea of data loss due to hardware failure or the human threat has become a constant battle in cyber fights. Malware, hacking, and theft data are common adversaries in the digital arena. We have countered this threat with the implementation of encryption, antivirus, authentication methods, and physical protection techniques. The average personal computer user greatly values their data and definitely would not like to see that data be stolen and tampered with in any way whatsoever. So do businesses. They definitely follow suit with communication security, and they usually invest great amounts of money into communication security to ensure that their data is not lost, stolen, or tampered with in any way. Concluding up my speech with you guys today, thank you guys for joining me. I greatly appreciate your attendance today. We've gone over some topics regarding information technology, the history of information technology, some data transmission methods, and communication security. I hope what you've learned from me today will benefit you and in your IT experience. And good luck and good night.
Travis.